Hello, my name is Chris and I will review the Toyota Camry Hybrid SE 2020. This vehicle, equipped as is, including taxes, is $41,407 Canadian, making it about $2,300 more than the near exact gas-powered only Camry. You get 18-inch wheels, sunroof, dual-zone climate control, partial soft-tech seats, leather steering wheel, CVT, wireless phone charging, and this slick styling. The red color is just right, mature yet attractive, and Camry is no longer the ugly duckling. It looks good and sporty. Lovely, really, just lovely. The rear trunk is very big. Obviously, since we can see in the trunk, I spent the week with the car, not Ross. Back seat room is plentiful. It's what you would expect from the midsize category. Sitting in front, there's also plenty of room and surprisingly good visibility. The material quality is satisfactory. The design language is class appropriate. You don't feel cheaped out because you bought a hybrid. This feels rock solid, built like a tank. The ease of use of the infotainment is above average because of the handy hard buttons which allow the user to access key functions. Especially useful if you're stuck in the menus. Switch gear here feels quality enough with a somewhat clean presentation that I enjoyed during my week. The steering wheel leather is high level with a good thickness, and the interior touch gear looks a bit outdated. Seating comfort is average. Everything here feels so durable. Toyotas fill you with so much confidence. This solid feeling interior contributes to that sentiment. Of note is the high quality top of dash that is low glare, soft, and feels as though it will never fade or crack. Very classy. Despite annoyingly low profile tires, comfort is surprisingly elevated in Montreal's shitty roads, and Camry has sporty, flat handling characteristics in curves with high limits. I was filled with awe by this suspension. This is the non-premium midsize segment. I think it may drive as assertively as a 5 Series did just 10 years ago. Tremendous quality suspension for a $40,000 car. Road noise is muted on the highway. The sound system is okay-ish for a non-premium unit. The dash layout is simple with a happy font for the speedometer. The center information box is small and the info is also small and tightly spaced. It is operated by the average quality feeling buttons on the steering wheel. The hybrid drive experience is a flawless operation. You will never get more than 6 liters per 100 kilometers no matter how you drive. Whether on the city or the highway, the fuel economy does not budge. A tour de force of Toyota engineering. The torque of the hybrid drive is responsive and helps you accelerate from a stop and tops up your acceleration for on-ramps and passing. Brilliant. The hybrid drive is a satisfying engine experience, especially when driving in the city where the battery power is used to its maximum efficiency. You can feel it on the road. The net output of this 4-cylinder hybrid is 208 horsepower and 163 pounds of torque, though torque feels a bit more than that. The CVT is brilliant, no joke, and this system does 5.1 liters per 100 kilometers or 55 mpg on the mixed cycle, but that would be driven very smoothly in a non-winter environment. Here are my thoughts on the road.
Hello car lovers driving the 2020 Toyota Camry Hybrid SE model. Sorry for the darkness, it's 3:43 and are we at the Arctic Circle here? What's going on in Montreal? It's the cloud coverage is very heavy, so it's not letting a lot of sunlight in. Anyways, we have to keep going. We've got to keep reviewing cars. There's no excuse. So what are my thoughts on this vehicle? Well, they're very good. I've spent the week with it and I love the color. I love the exterior styling. I love the mags. I think the low profile tires are overdoing it a little bit. However, overall it's very good. First generation of Camry that I actually find good looking, so that's saying a lot. On the inside now, well, it continues. Before Camrys, you always paid a little bit too much for the interior you got. Now I find you're getting pretty good quality, starting with this top of dash, which is really a nice piece of soft material, low glare. I really like that. The seats, well, the seats are okay. They could be a lot better, but these are the SE seats, I think. Seems to me the XLEs that I tried were much more comfortable. These SE seats are firmer. Every time Toyota tries to do a sports seat, like for example in the Lexus F Sport or the Toyota Corolla hatchback, which is a car I really like, but I wouldn't buy because of the seats. Well, every time they try to do a sports seat, they wreck it. And this vehicle, I would say that's really its only flaw is the seats. I find they're uncomfortable over the long term. However, there is a lot of room here. There's pretty good visibility. Ross and I aren't rubbing elbows, as you can see. So it is truly a mid-size vehicle. Same thing with the room in back. Lots of room. Trunk has lots of room. Pretty good on that level. You do get a sunroof. This is equipped exactly like the SC upgrade gasoline version. So there's like less than $3,000 difference in the price, which is kind of awesome. Now you could look at it two ways. You could say, well, this is good for the environment and that's what I should buy, which is a bit of a narrow analysis, I think. However, totally valid. Or you could look at another narrow view. You could say, well, it would take way too long for you to get into your money if it's just for the gas savings you're buying the car. That's fine too. However, I think there's another way of looking at it, and I think you have to look at it as an upgraded experience. Now, this is why. I find there's something inherently attractive about this technology, this hybrid technology of maxing out the most you can from a gas engine. At the stop, the engine turns off. As you accelerate, the electric motor helps your engine. Sometimes your engine doesn't even run. Anytime you lift your foot off the gas or that you're braking, you're recuperating energy. Anytime your motor's running, it's recharging the battery. It really is an efficient system. I haven't been able to do more than 6 liters per 100 kilometers, and that doesn't matter what kind of driving I'm doing, whether I'm in the city, whether I'm on the highway. It's always 6 liters per 100 kilometers or less, which is really awesome for a mid-size vehicle. So it is a premium experience. The torque kind of like helps you off the line, which makes it a more electric car torquey feel. And when you're on the highway at passing speeds, there is quite a bit of punch. The electric engine kind of serves as a torque fill for the gas engine. It's really sophisticated the way Toyota's done that. So I would have to say, in between the 4-cylinder gas-powered version and the 4-cylinder hybrid version, this hybrid is a superior drivetrain experience. So therefore, you're paying more, not just for fuel economy, but for the driving experience. And it's the same thing you would do with any other option. You would pay more for leather seats, you would pay more for an upgraded sound system, you'd pay more for all kinds of things. Well, you can also pay more for the engine. And I must say, I'm personally very seduced by this engine. It's making me think for my future car whether it's going to be a hybrid or not, because I really like that kind of plus value. The suspension is top-notch, really assertive. This driving experience is very assertive. I took some high-speed sweepers with it. I'm telling you, it feels like about as solid as a BMW 5 Series did maybe 10 years ago, and I'm not exaggerating. It really feels planted on the road, and I like it. So those are my thoughts on the very good Toyota Camry Hybrid SE. By the way, if you like this video, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. And if you really like it, well, then you should subscribe. And that is the review.